Okay, that is the vanilla rhabis. So of course, you already know the different, the different parts of an orchid. So we have the sepals. Ito yung, wait, I'll show the other one. Okay, can you see the other one here on the other screen? So we have the petals. These are the petals, and these are the sepals. This lip here is, they call it the labellum. Okay? So, mamaya, unti-unti natin siyang i-build up para maging buo na siyang flower. But for now, I want you to sketch along with me. You sketch your flower. Look at your reference, no? So basically, when I start my painting, I have helper lines. Nag-helper lines ako para at least hindi ako maliligaw dun sa pinipaint ko na subject. So right now, I want you to draw a circle. Kasi basically, yung pag trace mo yung edges ng flower, it will form a circle. So right now, I want you to form a circle. Draw a circle lang on your support or your paper or your canvas. Very, very, very light lang, ha? These are our helper lines pa lang. You just enjoy painting, ha? Wala tayo ditong mali. And you know, every time I have my workshops, I always tell the attendees that, you know, everything that our hands create, maganda siya. It's beautiful. Anything na ginagawa ng kamay natin, maganda siya. So, after you sketch your circle, you will draw naman a little circle naman inside. This is for ito yung reproductive organ kasi ng ng flower. There you will see the labellum.
Yes,
ma'am.
Interrupt you for a while. Yes, I just want to know, are supposed to see your hand working on the canvas like yesterday? You don't see you don't see this. You just see the picture of the flower and nothing else. Are we supposed to see more? Yung parang kahapon when we would see. We don't see that right now.
For a while, ma'am. So, ma'am, can you make this one? Can you see my hand moving here?
Parang we just see and then we see the picture of a flower. Parang on the left side of the screen. I think you plan to have another side on the right side. Ganun ba yun?
I will share the screen. This one. Teka lang po, mama. I thought I already shared it.
Ma'am Bing, tanggalin niyo po yung share screen niyo.
Itong isa. Okay. Sorry ha. Nako. Thank you for a while.
Tapos ipin yung camera na nagdo-drawing po kayo.
Okay. So, nakikita niyo pa rin itong isa, no? Okay. Here. Okay, wait lang ha. Share screen. Teka lang po. Siya, on your end, you cannot add this one. Ito, stop share. There, okay. Tapos, I'll have my other screen share the other. There, okay na po, ma'am?
Yes. Yes, perfect.
Okay, there. Yes, perfect. Okay, so, where's the other? Okay. So right now, I have a very slight sketch lang of two circles. The first one is the bigger one, and then we have a smaller circle inside. Okay. So this orchid, it has 6 petals. 2 petals and 4 sepals. What we do is we put a line first, no? Para we will know where to put our petals. Parang helper lines ang tawag doon. Wait, I'll have Okay lang po. Okay. So what I want you to do now is to put a line across our sketch. We will have like 1, 2, and 3. 3 lines intersecting, no? So the first one would be at the middle. Just sketch along with me, no? There. Okay. And the next will be on the side, parang diagonal naman siya. And the other one, other diagonal line on the other side. So if you will see, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 lines. So from those lines, mag-create tayo ng mga sepals and petals natin. Nadi-disorient ako dun sa camera where to go. Ayun. Ayan. So let's start drawing na our first sepal. From this point, we do the labellum first. Look at your references. Just slightly sketch the labellum. It's like, hindi siya yung perfect na sketch. Yung parang draw lang kayo according to the shape na nakikita nyo dyan. So there. Let's wait for that first now. Later na natin babalikan yan. And then we will now sketch our first sepal. Very lighten lang. And then you can extend a little yung sepal dun sa after the circle. Extend nyo lang ng konti. Okay, we go to the we do clockwise. The next one is here. This is a petal. And the next one, the third sepal, medyo maiksi siya kasi nasa likod banda yun eh. Okay, a reference kasi putol, but we assume na we can extend the drawing sa bottom. We are now on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the next sepal. And then the last one. So basically, we already have our drawing of the vanilla. Si Sir John Ray, ano po ang difference ng petal and sepal? Sir John Ray.
Ma'am Bing, base po sa photo, yung isa dyan, flower bud po. So yung supposedly dapat yung orchid, tatlong sepal, saka dalawang petal siya, saka label. Dapat 5 lang dapat.
So this one at the pinaka-baba, ito yung parang bud lang siya, no? This
Another
is
bud
the,
po.
yeah. So the sepals will be this one,
Yes.
and this one, and this one, and these are the two sepals.
Yes.
Ayun. Kaya sabi ko, bakit anim itong orchid na to? So anyway, mali pala yun. So perhaps we can still do this one, Okay, sa ano lang natin for painting references. So now let's go to, if that's the case, we can just leave this out para hindi tayo malito. No, if you will look at your reference, yung putol doon, let's not include that anymore because our vanilla Abbey only have 2 petals and 3 sepals. Okay, so what I want you to do now is to darken your sketch. Kasi itong ginawa natin parang very light lang. We will now darken our sketch, and this will be medyo dark lang natin siya because later when we paint over our acrylic, hindi mawawala yung ating helper line. So let's do it now. Let's go to the first sepal first. Medyo dark na siya, and pwede nyo nang gawing definite yung kanyang shape according to what you see on your reference. Okay. Next, we go to the first sepal. Medyo dark na din, and then definite na din yung kanyang lines. We go to the second sepal. Medyo maliit siya. So with this regard, this already, no, hindi na natin siya isasama kasi palilito tayo, and the real Vanilla Abbey is, wala siyang ganito kasi according to Sir John Ray, bad na yan. We go to the third sepal. Okay. And lastly, our last sepal. Yan. So, if you will look at our drawing, parang clear na siya. And ang pinakamaganda dito, parang sa akin, pinakamagandang part ng orchid, yung nasa labellum niya, no? So, we will now sketch this part. Dainty at saka yung edges niya, ano siya, parang mga may figures na ganito. Yan. Tapos, makikita natin dyan, hindi masyadong clear yung anther cap. Yung anther cap, ito yung parang white. This one, no? Ito siya. Yan. Anther cap yung tawag dyan. So, we also sketch that. Okay. And lagyan natin ng definite lines yung may area ng color yellow. And wavy lines here. Para mamaya, yan yung mag-guide sa atin. So we're done now with our basic sketch. Now we will, this is the most fun part, apply na natin yung colors. So for this one, what we'll be using is yellow and blue. We will form the color green first. We mixed blue and yellow to form green. Yung Vanilla Abbey kasi para siyang yellow-green. So usually when I paint, I just use the 3 primary colors and then mix it together to form my secondary and tertiary colors. Kasi that way, the colors will be like very bright. Sometimes I don't really use paint directly from the tube. Kunyari yellow-green from the tube, ganyan. But I just mix my colors. So you have your water. Acrylic kasi, it's like watercolor. You have to mix a little water to it para mag-blend nyo siya ng konti. But the problem with acrylic is that it dries easily. And when it dries, it forms like a plastic-like material. So hindi na siya talaga pwedeng ma-erase. Okay, so we mix now a little yellow and a little blue. So this is not the green that we want, ano? It's too dark. So we add more yellow to it. But still dark for me. Yan. For acrylic, the principle is from dark to light. But for watercolor, it's light to dark. So right now, this color, I think, is already good. We can already apply it, the first color natin dun sa ating drawing. But I'm not happy yet. I will add more yellow to it. Tapos, it depends naman sa inyo kung ano yung gusto nyong darkness and lightness of your color. But since we are doing botanical art, we should at least have the color as same as our photo reference. The only problem with doing botanical art with the photo reference is that we don't actually know exactly how the species look like in real, yung sa actual niya in situ. So, but now here from our reference, I think that this color is already good. So we apply it first to our petals and sepals. Ma'am Levy, are the attendees po your students or Ma'am Bonilla, Ma'am Bing's students?
Mixed being.
Okay.
We also have students. Yes.
That's nice. Okay. So I am now painting my sepal. While I am painting this, gusto ko sana makausap si Sir Raab. Sir Raab, are you there po? Can you at least tell us how you discovered this species, Sir Raab? Parang nagko-connect pa siguro si Sir Raab sa atin.
Mambing si John Ray to.
Sir John Ray, okay po.
Kachat ko siya, hindi pa siya makapasok, pero binibigyan ko siya ng passcode.
Okay. Sige, let's wait for Sir Raab. Now, kasi yesterday, what we painted is the Rafflesia. This is the Rafflesia speciosa, but the technique that I taught them is different. Kasi this one is structured. Yung kanyang petals dapat medyo may texture. But for our orchid, ang kanyang petals and sepals are smooth. So what we do it like this. Parang kayo nag-a-apply ng nail polish. Think of it na ito, nails nyo. Yan. One direction lang siya this time na. Kahapon kasi we dab it The paint we dab it like this. So this one, because the texture of the petals smooth siya, so we do this. Okay, I am now on my second sepal. If you will notice, nagpa-vary yung color, but it's fine kasi this is our first layer. First layer pa lang naman to ng ating painting, so that is fine. But parang nagiging color na siya nung gusto ko sana kanina. Okay.
Being,
yes po, ma'am.
I actually most the students here.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry po.
I said I stand corrected. Most of the students are my students. And I said good morning to each one of them. Okay.
Okay po.
All right.
Thank you, ma'am. You know what? During my time sa PhilArts, we only have the Philippine Arts. We only have basic drawing with the late Mr. Sid Heldawa. So we were chatting kahapon ni Dr. Levy. Na ngayon pala, ang dami na ino-offer na mga hands-on activities na like, meron na kayong, madami na na-add dun sa program.
So,
sa Philippine Arts po. So, with me, I really don't have formal training on painting, no? It's just that we have basic drawing that time with Sir Sito Dawa. But it helped me a lot also. So basically, itong tinuturo ko sa inyo, this is yung style ko lang to ng pag-paint. It's not academic. So enjoy lang natin siya. This is how I paint naman So there. So later, after you finish your painting, we will be sharing it. Later, Dr. Levy will show us or tell us what hashtag we will be using. But we can see also your paintings. There. So makikita nyo na nandyan na yung color. Basically, andyan na yung ating orchid. What will happen later, we will just add the light and dark areas para at least magkaroon siya ng kanyang texture. Mabilis lang to eh. Okay. I'm just, inuubos ko lang tong paint sa aking brush. Diba ang ganda ng pagka, ano niya, pagka yellow-green. When you mix your blue and yellow. If you want, if you are starting to paint, just use the 3 primary colors para matuto kayo ng, kasi it's also nice if an artist has his own palette. Kasi pag may-mix nyo ng mga colors, iba-iba din yung mga tonal values na create niya, iba-ibang shade, iba-ibang use siya. So it's better for you to know your palette and your own colors. Okay. So there, meron na tayo. Almost tapos na itong ating sepal and petal. So let us i-dry muna natin siya. And wait lang ha, kasi medyo dark itong okay. Now let's go to the center part of our flower, which it consists of the anther cap, the labellum, and the column. So right now, Sir John Ray, itong parang itong area na to, anong tawag dito? Is this the labellum of this orchid?
Saan po ulit?
Ito po. Ito yung labellum, no?
Opo,
Itong
labellum.
area na to, labellum. This is the anther cap, no? And this one, anong tawag dito? Dito po, itong area na to, this one.
Part pa rin ng labellum, yung inside tube niya siguro ng labellum.
Okay. So now we will take the, yes, ma'am.
I would like to tell you that John, the one who we are referring to as John Ray, that this Mr. John Ray is actually a botanist from the National Museum of the Philippines. And he was one of our speakers yesterday. And he also joined us in the first workshop. And he shared with us about the reflation. And we were so thankful to him for that.
Yeah, we forgot to introduce you, Sir John. Later, perhaps after our session, we can see your face. Sir John Ray is the co-founders of the Philippine Botanical Art Society, and we're very, very thankful to him because of his support. And every time that we have events like this, he makes sure that he will attend so that he can help us with explaining the scientific terms or whatever, no? So Sir John Ray is also an artist, and you can also find his paintings doon sa online exhibit ng Flores de Mayo. So later we will Sir John Ray.
Bing, I also want to say that Mr. Raab Bustamante is now in, and I've made him co-host as well. Yes. Good morning.
Yes, sir. Sir Raab, hello, good morning. Thank you so much, Sir Raab. Actually, I really to convince him because it's really low profile. He did a lot of things for our biodiversity. His team and him, they already discovered around 32 species. No, so it's really nice, and we are honored, Sir Raab, that you're here with us this morning. Thank you so much, sir. We're very interested how you discovered po this species. Kasi habang nagpipaint kami, you can tell your story, sir.
Raab lang, don't say sir.
Raab. Okay.
Good morning. Sorry nga, I had problems with Zoom, so I have to open another computer. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Okay, you're painting Vanilla Raabi. Well, I found this species in Panay Peninsula. I was living in Boracay. Then, hello? Hello? Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Okay. I was living in Boracay. And we had a small little farm in Panay Peninsula. So I always hike the mountain. Um, I hike the protected area all the time, just taking photos of plants. This was um, hold on, and then it's found in the trail. It's not a very easy orchid to document because they flower really high on the trees. But while I was resting, I was looking around and I saw on a tree that one was flowering. Um, how do you call this? So that's how I first noticed this plant. I asked the orchidologist from Australia, Paul Ormerod, because I thought this was Vanilla ovalis. At that point, there were only two two recorded species of Philippine vanilla. And then I asked if this was Vanilla ovalis, which started his research on the vanillas. So in, I believe it was 2013, when he published a paper where he split the traditionally known Vanilla ovalis species into five. He went to Harvard to look at the types, and he described several species that were lumped into Vanilla ovalis. So that was vanilla. The other species was Vanilla dicaceae, was named after the curator of the herbarium in Harvard, and one was named after me, the one that because I documented in Panay. Um, he also reinstated Vanilla philippinensis, and then in the same journal. So that's about it. Yeah, yun. Okay. I
Miss Bing, I think you muted po.
Ayan. Okay, yan. That's interesting, no? You were just checking that time. That time ba, before I ask another question, for the painters, for our attendees, you can now paint our labellum. And what I want you to prepare is the colors white and red. Okay? For now, we will be painting first the part of the labellum which is color yellow. Itong part na to. Kasi baka matabunan yan later ng ating paint, no? So, get your, if you have two brushes, I prefer that you use two brushes for this. One for your yellow green and the other one is for your labellum which is color pink. So right now, I will be painting again this part. But wait lang, I still have a lot of questions. So I'll just instruct them first what to do so that habang nag-chat tayo, there's your painting na. So this part, you can already color it with yellow. And the side of the anchor cap, parang may yellow din ako nakikita. So you can paint it also with yellow. Yan. If you already did this, we can now mix our white and red for the labellum. Isn't it amazing, ano, na parang, wow, the Philippines talaga, we have so much to offer sa biodiversity since we are a mega diverse country. Being a mega diverse country, dapat 50% of your species are endemic. So tayo kasi, ang flora natin, almost like 10,000 species talaga. So 50% of that, endemic. Endemic means all these species are only found in the Philippines. So right now, I'm a little happy with my color, but later we will, that one. What I do when I paint, I apply first the basic color, no? So if you will notice from our photo reference, hindi talaga siya totally pink lahat. But for now, I will be painting the entire labellum with color pink. So let's start painting it now like this. Okay, so while we're painting, I'm gonna ask Raab. Raab, is it your hobby that turned into an advocacy? So when you discovered the vanilla Raabi, was it like you were still a hobbyist that time o talagang
Yes,
nasa isip mo?
no, or yeah, 2010, around 2010, I started just documenting plants. I haven't joined it. This was the first year actually I joined. Parang I volunteered to be with something with another group. So I was only photographing, trying to learn how to ID plants. That was the same year that I realized that there were so many things needed to be done, especially with regards to the problems of the research. Actually, I actually, after that hike, that was just an exercise hike. I joined a hike by a foundation that basically wasn't doing good research na lang, let's say it like that. After that, I realized na research is, there's so many problems that are needed to be to help research biodiversity in the Philippines. Yan, 2013, before 2013 nata. Yes, there was
Yes, yes, Raab. Sige, continue, Raab. Sorry.
yun. I was a hobbyist, and then I wanted to volunteer in this other foundation because they said they had research being done in Panay as well. And then joining that, I blogged about it because there were so many things that was wrong in that volunteer program. Which normal, I was the first Filipino to join this volunteer program of this foundation. And then I complained about it. And then Peter Pelser and Julie Martirona saw my blog and invited me to join their fieldwork. That's actually how I learned documentation. I didn't graduate botany or biology. I actually did psychology. Nothing to do with biodiversity or botany.
Ayun, no? That's so nice, Grabe. Kasi, pag nakita mo talaga yung rich biodiversity of the Philippines, sobra siyang nakaka-in love at the same time, parang gusto mo siya talagang i-share sa buong mundo, no, Raab, no? So I know how you feel, and turning a hobby into something greater, and then actually helping research and tawag dito, yung discovering species, that is really something big. So ang galing. Thank you so much, and also thank you for sharing with us this beautiful photo of the vanilla Raabi. So are you painting with us, Raab? Okay. So sige, later I'll go back to you, no? So now, nandito na tayo. So if you notice, we already painted our labellum with pink. And now, if you will notice that our anther, this one, is just white. So just leave it like that. But if you want to make it really white again, the problem with acrylic is okay lang. Kasi with watercolor, we wanted to retain the color white on the paper, no? But this in using acrylic, it's not the case. So actually ako, gusto ko din mag-add ng white sa aking labellum para magmukha talaga siyang pristine white. Prepare another clean brush. I'm asking you this because since we already have our solid color of pink on our labellum, I wanted you to make, how do you call this, wavy lines on the surface of the labellum. So nandito na ang aking white. Kuha ko ng white. I will paint over the answer cap. This time, you can dab your color, your paint pala. Dab lang ng konting ganyan. There. So right now, I want you to make wavy lines on the labellum. Ito yung parang dainty, no? Ang dainty na mga ornaments of this. Sobra siyang wow, ang ganda. So, just follow your photo reference kung saan nag-wave yung mga lines. I am now doing the edges of the labellum. I put also color white on it. I gather that we have to be finished by 11:30 because we have another art workshop at 11:30 and we'll be painting the begonia. Tuloy-tuloy itong Ma'am Levy, no? Wala tayong break.
I think there's one a break after that. Or meron nga ba? Last Let me check the schedule.
You will notice, no? If you will look at my painting, parang na siyang nagkakaroon ng texture by applying just the white on the edges of the labellum. I am using pure white because from the photo reference, what I can see is it's really white. No? But later, I will teach you a secret on how to bring your painting together. And we call it glazing. We glaze it with a color na parang ipoprotect siya, parang pinapolish lang siya. Yan. So after you painted the edges of the labellum, continue with the yung surface ng labellum na may white. Yung nakikita nyo lang na may white. Pero later, dagdagan pa natin yan siya ng dark pink.
And you're
Yes, ma'am.
You're right. Walang break from this workshop to the one after this. But my break the one this afternoon because the last one will still be at 2:30. Not at 1. Yes.
Yes. Ganito ba talaga ang mukha niya sa personal? As in, ganito siya kang ganda.
Yes, maganda talaga siya. Except the flower though, kwan lang. It's open one day lang.
Oh my gosh, one day lang siya nag-open pero year-round. Is it year-round o may season siya?
No, actually, it's really uncommon to see vanilla flowers. It's
Very, no? Kasi nga, na-research ko, usually leaves siya no? Yung leaves, doon na kinukuha yung vanillin for the vanilla extract, no? So, ang swerte mo naman na pagtingin mo sa taas, andun yung flower.
yeah, lucky man talaga. Flowers one at a time. So yung buong inflorescence, maraming bud. Pero flowers one at a time. By mga 4 o'clock, sarado na yung flower. Close na yung flower.
Raab, gano'n siya kalapad? Like how big is the flower?
Actually, it's not so big. Hello? It's not really big.
Yes, like how many inches? How wide would it be? Mga 3 inches?
Mga ganyan lang. Hindi siya malaki.
Thank you.
The plant itself though is big. The leaves, it's one of the widest. It could grow as big as a potato. The leaves.
And where do you see the flower again? I mean, the vanilla itself, not necessarily found. What parts of the Philippines can it be found?
Pardon me?
Parang in what parts of the country can the vanilla be found?
This species was recorded in Panay Peninsula and in Samar, and then Agusan as well. So from what I know, Samar, Panay Peninsula, and Agusan.
Okay, so
But this specific species, where did you discover this?
Pardon me?
This specific flower, yung photo mo, saan mo siya kinunan?
Panay Peninsula.
Oh, okay.
so it appears that it only grows, or at least it has been seen only in Visayas and Mindanao, no? Parang wala pa siyang sighting sa Luzon. At least as of the moment.
I don't know. There parang wala pang records. In Luzon, we have another Vanilla ovalis. I've seen it also. Hold on. Vanilla ovalis. I have a photo somewhere.
Since this is newly discovered, Raab, wala pang, hindi pa nila ito napoprocess, nakukuhanan siya ng vanillin. Hindi pa siya nagagawa into liquor.
The only vanilla I know that's used for vanilla is Plantagenifolium, the one from Mexico.
Yeah, oo nga.
The only one
Hindi pa na lahat. So,
even the one, I mean, it's grown everywhere. Madagascar, Tahiti, but it's just one, and it's the species Mexico.
Oh, okay. Interesting, ano, sobra. And I was, di ba, we were chatting sa Messenger. I was telling you na it is really God's way na ma-discover mo siya na pagtingin lamang ganon. Since he told us this morning na it only opens for a certain time of the day. And then at that exact time, nandoon ka. So talagang nagpakita siya sa'yo, Raab.
But I guess lucky lang ako. I mean, there's another stream from Mindanao who has seen photos of the flowers yet. From Mount Batutum, there's one species na nobody has seen photos pa. Nobody has documented it pa.
Oh, okay.
And the other vanilla species from the Philippines that I've seen is ovalis and flowering in Karanglan. Pero let me see if we can find it.
While you're looking for it, Abha, I'll explain na rin. So right now, I will finish the lines on our labellum. What I want you to do now is to darken the lines between the color white and the pink. Pero ang paglagay natin nun, very, very thin lines lang. Yung parang ano lang siya, hindi siya yung masyado makapal. Kasi we have to make our orchid delicate and dainty. So what I want you to do now is to add your white. No. Get a little color from your, kasi this is not actually pink. What I can see from the photo reference, para siyang violet, no? So what do we combine para maging violet in color? Diba? It's blue and red. So you get your blue and red, get a little blue, and then add with your red. See? It's so nice that you have to learn how to mix your colors kasi maganda talaga na kayo yung gagawa ng color nyo rather than getting it straight from the tube. Kasi mas brighter siya eh. Although maganda din, if you're having a difficult time getting the exact color that you want, you can actually use the acrylic, maganda ng name ng color. Pero for me, parang mas exciting if you will create your own color, no? So this is our violet now. And it's still a little dark for me, so I will add white on the side. There. Ang color naman ninyo, makikita nyo naman kung gusto nyo na yung color na yon. Tapos if you're not happy, add more until makuha nyo na talaga yung exact color that you wanted for your painting. So for me, right now, I think this is okay. This is a combination of red, white, and blue. Okay. So, as I told you earlier, when you apply it to your labellum, medyo manipis lang, no? So if you have this brush, I think 0 ata to. Pero kung wala naman, yung tip ng inyong brush, na ordinary brush, yung tip lang yung ipapasayad nyo dun sa canvas. Very, very light lang. So I'm starting to put the color on the labellum. Very, very soft lang. Tapos make it a little wavy kasi yun yung nasa reference natin. Yesterday, I saw that a lot of field art students ang gagaling mag-paint, especially using their devices, yung laptop, iPad nila. So there, hindi siya talaga pantay-pantay. So check nyo yung reference nyo kung saan nag-end yung colors. Tapos dito sa gitna ng ating labellum, meron siyang solid na line na medyo makapal. And on this edge, this one also, meron siya. So parang it separates the anther cap. Yung sa bandang gitna, medyo makapal yung color ng ating violet ba tawag dito? Or, no, this is not violet. Color, what is this color? Yeah, violet. Yeah, parang burgundy, no? Ah, yeah, it's like burgundy. Parang cherry. Indigo. Indigo. It's indigo. So just follow your reference para hindi kayo mawawala dun sa mga lines. Although, since ano naman to, lines to, whichever way siya pwede ilagay. Raab, so far, ilan na yung mga na-discover mo and your team na species?
Well, as of this year, we are, wait lang, I'll check I have a list. Hold on. As of this year, we have around 50 species to publish.
How many again? Sorry?
50.
50. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Grabe, 50. And I think there are more species to be discovered because some of the mountains in the Mindanao area, hindi pa talaga na-cover, Raab, no?
Yes, Palawan. We have a few from Palawan. Most of the publications we have are from Palawan and from Central Luzon. But there's a lot from Mindanao as well.
Exciting yan. So, ang dami nyo pang ma-uncover, ma-discover. So, mas madami pa tayong to look forward na mga species. So, I think hindi lang 10,000 species mayroon ng Philippines. Siguro mga 20,000 pa na yet to be discovered. Sobrang blessed, no? We have this, but we also have to, conserve and preserve our natural heritage. Yung
That's
ating,
why we have to preserve the habitat.
yeah.
Sorry, it's chopped.
Yeah.
Even in Luzon, there's still a lot. John Ray are working on one from Mount Makiling.
Wow, John Ray, can you tell us something about it, Sir John Ray? Sir John Ray,
Ha? Sorry, ano yan?
yung sabi ni Raab na you are also working on something sa may Makiling.
Sorry, nagsisketch po ako.
Nag-join ka pala sa aton. Ay, you know what, guys? John Ray, Raab and I, we are all Ilonggos. Yun ang aming common denominator. John Ray pala is joining us in our painting session. I thought Raab will also join me.
I know.
Okay, so medyo we are on our final stages na, no? Since we are only until 11:30, pag medyo tapos na kayo dun sa labellum, what I want you to do is get your color. Ito yung sinasabi sa inyong glazing. Since ganyan yung color niya, what I want you to do is get your burgundy color and then add more water to it. And we will glaze our labellum. Glazing means we apply a very thin paint diluted with water on top of our final painting. Bahala na kayo later how to put more detail to your to your painting. So what I'll be using now, a bigger brush for this para mas mabilis. So when you get your diluted burgundy, you just apply it on top of your finished. Look at that, iba na yung nagiging appearance niya, no? So don't be scared kasi medyo manipis lang naman tong white, itong burgundy na color na to. Tapos, once you're done with your glazing, pwede nyo na naman siyang patungan ng white for the edges. See? Did you see the difference? If I run my fingers towards it like this, mawawala siya. Kasi ganun siya ka konti. So what I do sometimes, I do this para makikita pa rin yung white ko. There you go. Tapos, dun sa pinaka dulo, parang mas darker. So I'll add more para mas bibilog yung painting. There. And you can choose which areas to darken. Para light and shade nandoon. Then I will add more details of white. Kasi nawala nung naglagay ako ng glaze. Pero this time, I will just add a little lang. Parang highlight lang yan. we only have 15 more minutes. So, i-devote natin yung time na yon for our petals and sepals. Kasi hindi pa natin siya natatapos i-detail. Diba? Parang ang sarap mag-paint, no? Ganun lang siya ka-simple. But of course, if you want to make it a little more detailed, mamaya pwede nyo siyang balikan. Kasi we're pressed for time. If you want, you can still join our art workshops later. After this, we have a workshop on Begonia Meretti. And the last one will be Begonia adamacensis, which is also a photo of Sir John Ray. Sir John Ray and Raab, they're very, very accommodating and generous in sharing with us their photo references because, you know, when you paint a subject or paint anything, you have to ask permission from the owner of the photograph. Hindi yung kukuha lang tayo tapos we'll just paint it. Especially if you, yung mga gatong klaseng mga species, dapat you have to ask permission from the owner. And then after you paint it, you have to credit the owner when you post it on your social media accounts. Kasi that's the only way that we can, repay their generosity.
I'm glad that you mentioned that Bing.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Oo. So para yes.
Okay. So, right now, I'm medyo happy na ako dun sa aking labellum. Pero mamaya, medyo ayusin ko pa siya. Kasi at this point, we have to finish our petals and sepals. Okay? So, for me, since we already had the first layer of color, which is yellow-green, what I can see here is I can add a little orangey color para magkaroon siya ng konting texture. So what we do from our yellow, we add a little red naman. Make orange. See how versatile talaga ng ating basic colors. Nakakatuwa na when we mix colors, they will have secondary and tertiary and so on and so forth. Okay. So I'll get now red and then yellow. In actuality, hindi naman talaga ganito yung color niya, but then we are just basing our painting from our photo reference. So that's what I can see here. Okay. So from there, if you will look at your photo reference, yung sepal, meron siyang line. Just parang nag-apply lang kayo ng nail polish going up. I'm adding now my yellow. And there, and then this one. It's parang may line siya. Okay, so I'll go to the next. Okay. Next sepal. And then this petal. Mahal ko na sinabi ng picture. Dito, while doing this. I have here with me my daughter. She also paints. Tapos gusto kong lagyan din. Let's put a little yellow-orange doon sa ating anther. Kasi nakikita ko na parang yellow-orange din siya. Okay. Medyo mula. Anak, paano ito iba-brighten? I cannot see. My photo reference perfectly. Anak, mahal. Color. Full brightness, please. So the technique in painting is if you only have a photo as your reference, just be sensitive to the colors that you see. Your eyes will tell you what colors yung makikita nyo doon eh. Pero mas maganda of course if you have the specimen in front of you when you paint it. Kasi doon mo makikita talaga yung color, actual color ng subject natin or the species. So I'm happy now with this one. What I want to do now is to add the lightest yellow-green naman. Raab, may question pala ako. Raab, parang yung petals and sepals, is it hard? Parang hard yung pagkatingin ko sa photo. Hindi siya yung soft na katulad ng ibang orchids.
Medyo makapal siya.
Okay. Parang succulent, no? Parang succulent yung kanyang ano.
Actually, that's why in one of my photos, nahulog yung isang dahil medyo matigas compared to normal orchids na manipis.
Basta yung texture, parang itong mas malapad na ilang-ilang. If you're familiar with the ilang-ilang flower, parang siyang, parang succulent. I mean, siya, matambok, tapos parang, malaman. Is it like a malapad na idea?
It's a little thicker than ilang-ilang. You can't really bend it.
Okay. Thank you.
Medyo stiff.
Sana Dr. Levy, sana makakita tayo ng raabi, ng vanilla raabi in person talaga.
Pero parang medyo shorter because sabi nga nila, it only blooms for a day.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang you have
to
vent the area. The one which John Ray was sharing, yung Rafflesia, is one in Mount. At least that's one doable yun. But this one is really tricky, more tricky kasi one day.
Yeah. So anyway, at this point, malapit na tayo matapos. We only have 5 minutes. What I want you to get is your lightest yellow-green. So for the lightest yellow-green, we'll add kanina meron tayong yellow-green na color. We just add more white to it for the highlights of our sepal and petal. Natuyo na yung akin. So I'll take one more. What we want to do here, dapat medyo light siya kasi ito na yung pinaka parang highlight ng color ng ating petals and sepals. Ako, thank you so much for your time, Raab, for, and also for letting us use your photo for your photo of the Raabi. And also to Sir John Ray for, always supporting the activities of the Philippine Botanical Art Society and the Faura Project. Okay, so right now I have my lightest yellow-green and I will apply it to the, yung nakikita natin na medyo lighter colors ng petals at saka sepals. Ayan. So, dito, meron yan. Here then, para makita natin parang tupik ng petals. Diba? Ayun, sa mga edges. So, let's do it now. And then after this, tapos na tayo. There. Just look at your flower and check where the light is bouncing. For the background, since we are running out of time, can just paint it with whatever color you want. Pero ako kasi para to make this flower pop out, gagawan ko siya ng black na background. So you see what I'm doing here? Ayan, medyo nagkakaroon siya ng highlight na white, na lightest color ko ng yellow-green. So basically, kung nakita mo yung ating painting, makikita mo na parang, oy, ang daming layers. And that way, what makes a painting nice? Pag-layered yung mga, like for this particular subject we have. Kasi kung isang color lang siya, very dull yun. Hindi siya, magiging flat lang yung ating painting. There you go. Medyo tapos na ako. I know that you're also done with your paintings. So later, share natin ha. Share natin sa magpapapicture tayo. We'll have a group photo with our paintings. And I'm so excited to see your output. I'll add more white. Parang gusto ko medyo mas may makita akong lighter. I hope that you had fun painting with me and also gained knowledge about our endemic species, Vanilla Abbey, with the help of Mr. Raab Bustamante. You can follow the page of Philippine Taxonomic Initiative on Facebook and see what they're doing for our biodiversity. Also, if you want to be members of the Philippine Botanical Art Society, we are open to everyone. You can also add yourself dun sa group page sa Facebook. Just type yung Philippine Botanical Art Society PhilBas. And then you can also follow our Facebook page, Philippine Botanical Art Society. Apart from the Philippine Botanical Society, we also have the Philippine Fauna Art Society, and that one covers naman the endemic and indigenous fauna of the Philippines. We only feature there and we only paint the native animals naman na makikita sa Philippines. So, ayan, tapos na tayo. I will show you each product. Medyo maano kasi dahil yung sketch doon. But I will add background later. So I think we can share now our paintings since it's already 11:25. Charisse, I will give the screen to you and to Dr. Levy. By the way, Raab, any parting words for our attendees?
Thank you for having me. I hope I hope you guys develop your botanical skills because we need more art that highlights Philippine flora. Thank you.
See you later, and John Ray. Thank you so much. So, Ma'am Levy, siguro po, we can ask our participants to show their paintings.
Yes. Thank you so much po, Sir Rab and Miss Bing. So to our participants, we want to see your paintings. So feel free to turn on your cameras and proudly show your painting. I have mine, but then it's a sketch pa lang kasi I don't have painted.
Charisse, you have to share it with us.
Oh no, it's a sketch pa lang, Miss Bing. Oh my God. So to our participants, wow, okay, I will be spotlighting. Okay. Let's see. Wow, those are so nice. Okay.
Oh my gosh, ang ganda.
Ang galing. And Miss Bing, most of them aren't PhilArt students.
Wow, I'm so proud of you guys. Wow. Wow, and love. I love it,
Amazing! Oh my gosh, ang gaganda.
Wonderful.
Oh, by the way, we have here one of our artist administrators from National Museum as well, Miss Isa Domingo. She's also part of the online exhibit. Isa, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you
Wow,
din po.
Nakaganda ng mga gawa ninyo. And I hope that, by painting our Manila Raab, DE, yung ma-insist sa atin yung love for our biodiversity, no? Ano naman kaya nga tayo feel arts eh. Kaya nga tayo feel arts because we are doing this for our country, no? To preserve and conserve our cultural and natural heritage. Ang
Yes.
ganda!
Oh, wait, sorry, before you turn off your camera, can you please post it again and then I'll take a picture of everyone with their paintings. Oh, it's so nice. Okay.
Unless siguro, Charisse, we can ask them to have their face beside their
Yes,
paintings
if it's
for the
possible.
meantime.
If it's okay, guys.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, ang galing.
Nakakatuwa naman. Okay, smile guys. Nakuha si Charisse
Smile,
ng screen.
everyone. 1, 2, 3. Yay! Thank you so much.
Wow. And by the way, Charisse, if they want to post this on their wall, para at least to promote also our festival,
yes,
no, the festival, what hashtag can they use?
Oh, for the previous session, Ma'am Labor, did you give a hashtag?
Yes, I wrote it. Right now, it's in the chat box. I wrote what
Okay.
I wrote yesterday. That's
There.
hashtag
Flores,
2021.
yes, so hashtag Flores 2021. Yes, very nice. Okay.
Oh, so actually, at this point, anyone who has questions, so gusto niya tanong kay Sir John Ray, kay Miss Isa, kay Sir Raab, I think we still have a little time for that, Charisse.
Yes. So if you have questions, you can unmute or message me a question and I'll ask it for you. Maybe we have time for 2 questions, if every.
Medyo nag-prepare ano pa siguro sila sa kanilang mga works.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
focused on their works. Oh. Yes. Oh.
Please share your works sa Facebook, Instagram, and then yung hashtag na binigay ni Dr. Love.
Okay. I realized that even in the poster, as I said earlier, the schedule is supposed to be really hindi magkasunod. It's supposed to be 10, tapos 11:30, and then there's a break. But the thing there, it seems that the caption that was placed there was magkakasunod. So as you were right, so the last one is at 1. So ito na yung nailagay sa dun sa registration. What I suggest that we can have 5-minute breaks in between. If you want that.
Yeah, opo.
So we can officially end now. Cha, thank you very much, Raab.
Thank you so much.
Your presence in this workshop made the workshop more than just a workshop.
Yes.
Thank you for your generosity in having these workshops and for inviting our guests today.
Yes.
Shall we-
Thank you so much.
Yes, and students, I hope you enjoyed the activity. Our guests really did what they fruitful activity. So once again, thank you for joining the 3rd Flores de Mayo workshop. So we have a 5-minute break for the next.
So to the students po, before you leave po, I would like to request lang po for everyone in the Zoom room to answer the evaluation form so that we know how to better improve our future programs and events. So please just answer that. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. See you later. Bye-bye.
We won't be turning off this workshop page. No? Tuloy lang tayo Bing.
Yes, just 5-minute break.
5 minutes, yes.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. 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 I think Sir John will be joining us pa rin.
Students, if you want to still join us the next, feel free to do so. Kasi iba naman yung we have a different not to paint, and of course more things to learn about the next flower naman. So we will also have guests similar to what we had now on another flower. So definitely a learning and enriching experience for us all. So we will be back in 5 minutes. No? Yes. Okay. In 5 minutes, Chit, the chair of the Department of Biology of UP Manila is going to join us in our next session. Hi, Chip. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Yes, okay. Kilala mo si Miss Chit Rubite, Dr. Rubite Bing? Sige, rest ka muna. I'm sure you're tired. You're in mute. Naka-mute ka.
Po, si Dr. Rosario, Rosario Robite. Oh my gosh! I'm so excited because ay nako, may iniingay pala ma'am.
Hindi pa actually yung echo, pero baka kako dahil meron pang dalawang cameras eh.
Yeah. Okay. Sige po. I'll see you later.
Yeah, you rest first, Bing. You were with us since.
Ako, ma'am. I'll prepare po. Sige. See you later. Bye.